The sun must have just known that we're filming a video about the moon, because what is this? I never get this much sunlight in my room. Are you jealous? I mean, to be fair, we never make videos about the sun, so... Hola my beautiful lotus flowers, welcome back or welcome to my channel. If you're into nerding out on everything astrology, spirituality, and self-transformation, this is the community for you. Today we're talking all about the new moon in Sagittarius, which is super exciting. I felt super called to make a video about this new moon. I felt very connected to the full moon in Gemini. I am a Gemini moon. If you know, Sagittarius is the sister sign, you could say, to Gemini. They share the same axis in astrology, so they share a lot of things and there's a lot of energy exchange between the two. I will introduce you to some of the general themes of a new moon in Sagittarius if you're not familiar, and then I will talk a little bit about a couple aspects that we have happening at the time of the new moon that play a role, and then we'll finish off with the tarot reading. So be sure you're staying tuned for that, because these tarot readings blow my mind. Let's start with the general themes of the new moon in Sagittarius. For the most part, the general themes we see around new moons have to do with manifesting, looking forward to new goals, and kind of seeing where we can reassess what we've been doing in order to move forward with those goals. Ideally, we would have released something around the time of the full moon and let go of something that we needed to let go of. And now we can move forward and figure out how to actually make things happen and put things into motion. So new moons have a very physical energy, if you will. With the new moon in Sagittarius, we're looking at a very fiery new moon, full of passion and independence and ambition, and a lot of visualization and manifesting capability. Every new moon has manifesting capability, but when you bring Sagittarius into the mix, which is the visionary and the manifester, potentially, of astrology, this is the time to really think big, to not hold back. A lot of us can hold ourselves back all the time, whether we're afraid of what people will think, whether we need to work on our confidence, whether we are doubtful of our own dreams and goals. Sagittarius teaches us how to put all that aside and move forward and move to the beat of your own drum unapologetically. So a new moon in Sagittarius is very connected to the mental activity. And this is because even though Sagittarius is a fire sign, it's not an air sign, and air signs are usually connected to mental activity. Sagittarius is still a very mental sign. And the reason for that is because this is the sign ruled by Jupiter, the planet, the massive planet. The energy behind Sagittarius and the big energy of Jupiter is to always be aiming for something higher. And most of the time, this means gaining higher knowledge, discovering a higher purpose to life, looking at that bigger picture that a lot of people tend to overlook. And this is fueled by a lot of mental stimulation, intellect, etc. But not only is there a lot of mental stimulation with this placement, we also have more energy, potentially more physical energy and stamina around the time of this new moon, because we're talking about Sagittarius, a physical fire sign that can tend to have a lot of energy. This energy can be channeled in different ways, but overall, we are being encouraged with a push. We're being essentially fueled by the fires of Sagittarius to move forward with the things we've been holding ourselves back from. With all that being said, let's talk about a couple of the aspects of the new moon in Sagittarius. Two aspects that we have happening at the time of this new moon are the sun, moon, and Mars are all conjunct each other in Sagittarius. During new moons, the sun and moon are always conjunct each other, but what's significant about this is Mars is coming into play. Mars is another fiery, active, passionate planet. Mars is the primary ruler of Aries and the co-ruler of Scorpio. Mars is the planet that can be attributed to infusing Scorpio with a lot more aggression and fire than the other water signs tend to have. When you have the physical planet of assertion meeting with the big visionary energetic planet of Jupiter, you have a lot of physical energy going into being infused into everyone at this time of this new moon. Although we do have to be wary of tempers spiking at this time because we have so much explosive, fiery energy, and Sagittarius can be a very volatile sign. They can be kind of unpredictable and sporadic, and the temper goes into that as well. There can be a sporadic temper, if you will. So we need to be aware of that, and we need to be cautious of that. But the big bonus of this time is that physical infusion of physical energy. Not only is Sagittarius encouraging us to go after those visions that we always think about and dream about, but we are also being given the physical energy to actually push forward and make it happen, to start making plans, maybe to start exercising. Maybe it's giving us stamina, mental stamina we don't usually have when we usually have brain fog and we're lethargic. And then joining us in this energy, we have the sun and moon both square Neptune in Pisces. This is very important because Pisces is another, I would call it a cousin sign to Sagittarius. There are a lot of similarities between the two because Pisceans' traditional planetary ruler was Jupiter, and Sagittarians' modern and primary ruler is Jupiter as well. They both share that daydreamy, lofty goal, visionary type energy. That is kind of where they meet in the middle. But Pisces' modern ruler is Neptune, and that tells us a lot about the energy behind Pisces as well. Not only are they this visionary and this dreamer, but they are actually connected to the subconscious and to dreams. So at this time, during this new moon, not only do we have a lot of physical outward focus of our energy, but we have equally as much inward focus. This is a time to really listen to your subconscious. And I know it can be like, what does that even mean? What does it mean to listen to your subconscious? Well, to start, when you have gut feelings, when like a feeling hits you and it's just kind of something you can't explain, that is from our subconscious, and that's sometimes our intuition talking to us, which Pisces are very connected to the intuition. So starting with maybe writing down when you have these sudden surges of maybe an intuitive feeling that you can't explain, writing down your dreams, because dreams can be huge. Anytime we have significant Piscean energy at play, we are talking about dreams. Dreams, 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 dreams. You may not have any dreams at this time, but if you do, be sure you are paying attention and writing them down, because even if they don't make sense now, they may make sense later on. You never know. All I know is that you can't overlook dreams, okay? Pisces is really reminding us that in order to move forward with our goals and in order to really embrace this new moon energy, we cannot ignore the intuition and our emotions. We need to make sure that Sagittarius, because it is an active fire sign and it can search for mental stimulation and higher learning, it can sometimes be a very material sign. It can be very connected to the physical realm, physical energy, material success, etc. Whereas Pisces reminds us that there's more to our success than that. There's more to becoming connected to our higher self than just the material aspects of everything. There's more to it than just reading the books, getting the education, getting the money, etc. Way, way more. And we need to make sure we don't forget about that. And that's, again, staying in touch with our emotions, with what our intuition might be telling us and what our emotions might be telling us at this time. Something to be aware of at this time that I picked up when I was kind of looking into the aspects, something that hit me is that, yes, there's a lot of inspiration and a lot of daydreaming and a lot of goal setting at this time. We don't really have any disciplinary planets supporting us at the time of this new moon. So even though you may be making all the vision boards and doing all the visualization manifestations and all the journaling about it and the scripting, even though you're doing all the manifesting stuff and you're super excited to do it and you're super excited to carry out these rituals, are you actually going to stick to the discipline it takes to make it happen, to bridge the gap between now and later? Maybe not. At this time, we don't really have a lot of disciplinary support. So be sure that you're taking extra time to spell out realistic discipline towards those goals that you set. Now for the tarot reading behind this new moon in Sagittarius. The cards that I pulled are the Ace of Swords, the Two of Swords, and the Nine of Swords. They are all swords cards, which I find incredibly interesting because swords in tarot basically represent intellect. I found that very interesting because we are talking about a new moon in Sagittarius, heavily connected to the intellect, heavily connected to the mind. I have them placed in the order that I pulled them. I did pull the Ace of Swords first, then the Two of Swords, then the Nine of Swords, but the reading really centers around the Two of Swords. When we see the Two of Swords, we see a woman that's blindfolded holding two swords. We see water behind her representing emotions, intuition. We have the moon also representing emotion, intuition, and the divine, but she is blindfolded. She can't see any of it, and she's holding two swords. And since the swords represent the mental activity and intellect, it represents her basically trying to balance what's going on in her head. Usually what this card means is that you're at some type of crossroads, and the energy that I was getting from this reading is that you're at a crossroads between the Ace of Swords and the Nine of Swords. So like I mentioned earlier, at this time we really have a focus on the mental activity and thinking bigger than usual, really thinking about those big goals and really putting in the energy towards those goals. Sagittarius also encourages us to be independent, be ourselves unapologetically, have that confidence. But in order to really truly do that, you have to be in touch with yourself. You have to get back in touch with you in order to become your highest self. Being very out of touch with yourself means you will never reach your higher self, because who even are you? And that is part of the mental struggle that may be going on at this time. So what the Two of Swords is choosing between is the path of the Ace of Swords or the path of the Nine of Swords. Some of you may have been, up until recently, up until this new moon or even past this new moon, you may have been experiencing the energy of the Nine of Swords. You've been staying stuck in your own negative cycles of overthinking, letting yourself create fear and anxiety that doesn't need to exist around everything, whether it's because you're insecure in yourself, or whether it's because you think you're never going to amount to anything, whether you think that your goals are impossible. This card shows that this person is the cause of their own anxiety, their own fear. Because they are upright in bed, they are being bothered and tortured by their own mind. It's important to remember that some of the negative cycles you experience, yes, we have unfair situations that happen to us in life, but a lot of times we perpetuate negative cycles in our lives because we manifest them ourselves. We continue to think negatively, we think there's no way out, etc. But that is all in your mind. The power of the mind is huge at this time. Now, the Two of Swords is pointing towards this direction, this path, and whether you're going to continue on this path, or it's pointing towards the path of the Ace of Swords. And this is truly what this new moon is trying to push us towards, is this path right here. Because we have a hand coming out of a cloud, which clouds represent the divine, the higher self and the divine. Has a hand coming out with a sword, with a crown and wreaths on it, which represents success. At this time, if you are really doing the work to try and stay in touch with your own intuition, with your own emotions, just like Pisces encourages us to, again, that's that connection to the divine, to what we cannot see, the energies we cannot see and the energies within, to keep in touch. If you're staying in touch with those, then you may have a mental breakthrough, which the hand is breaking through those clouds and holding the sword that holds the key to success and abundance. Being encouraged by Sagittarius and Pisces during this new moon to expand your mind, think higher. Don't stay stuck in these low vibrational thoughts, this low vibrational cycle that you keep perpetuating. You have the option, you have the choice. The water is there, the moon is there. This is literally a card with the moon on it during the new moon. Come on. The moon is supporting you. Your emotions and your intuition are supporting you. and they are encouraging you. They're encouraging you to follow this path. With that sword, that represents the strength of finally being unapologetically yourself, like Sagittarius wants you to. Reaching for that expansion that will lead you to become who you've always wanted to be, to do what you've always wanted to do. But if you take this path, just like earlier, I mentioned that you might be making all the vision boards and doing all the manifesting rituals at this time, and you might be super excited to do that, but are you instilling the discipline? Are you going to move forward with the discipline needed in order to make those things happen? Because in this card, you may reach that breakthrough that's going to lead to abundance and prosperity, but we still have the mountains in the back. And what that represents is that there will be challenges and there will be obstacles. This is life. There's always going to be challenges and always going to be obstacles. But with this power behind you, you can overcome them. The way you can't overcome them is if you stay in this cycle. Whether you stay in this cycle or you create this new abundant cycle, you're going to have challenges either way. So would you rather have challenges living out your dream and moving towards a life of prosperity? Or do you want to experience those challenges and obstacles with this energy? The choice, the Two of Swords reminds us that the choice is yours. But the energy is potent at this time to move forward, to finally break out of this and break through to this. It's just staying in touch with your own inner divinity and recognizing the power that you have. Sagittarius, the adventurer, the traveler, the visionary, the archer, wants you to know the power that you hold. And a lot of that power starts in the mind, starts from within, from the emotions and the mind. Curating an environment within will translate into a beautiful world outside of yourself, but it all starts from within. If you enjoyed this reading and you want to see more moon readings in the future, be sure that you like, comment, and hit the bells so you don't miss future readings when I release them. And leave a comment down below with the energy you're experiencing during this new moon. And if any of this resonated with you, I love to know, because it really resonated with me. I feel like I've been having so many breakthroughs at this time, mentally and emotionally, and it just really shows. The energy makes sense. So I want to know if it makes sense to you. But until I see you all next time, thank you so much for watching. I appreciate every single one of you being here, watching this through to the end, listening, and if you comment, I also appreciate that more than I can express. Thank you so much again. I'll see you next time. Adios.